1994 appearance in the metropolitan area, Joe King Carrasco in the crowd!
Hi, the name of the program is Original Score, and we are on location at Tango tonight with Joe King Carrasco and the Crowns. With us on location at Tango tonight is Joe King Carrasco and the Crowns, Joe, Chris, Dick, and George, or George, Dick, Chris, and Joe, depending on which way you look at it. We're going to talk a little music and maybe learn a little Spanish here tonight, but first, you're about to do some recording, right?
We're gonna. I think in March we're gonna start doing a few sides. We're gonna do record a few songs, play a few gigs, record a few songs, but we're not gonna like just bury ourselves in the studio for 6 weeks and not come out. We're just gonna do it casually.
And you're totally without
like in our living rooms.
You're totally without a record deal of any kind right now, right?
Well, we're without a record deal with MCA or a major record deal, but we've always been sort of signed to Lisa Records or our own record company. I don't believe that a band should have to worry about record contracts so much as that if you feel naked because you don't have a contract. Because if I'd started out feeling naked and not being able to do anything, then I wouldn't be here today, because I put out the first time I ever did with a group for this on Lisa Records, and Chris did the album cover and she helped me.
Yeah, it's a lot better when you're independent. You have a lot more freedom, so you feel like you can do anything you want to do. Yeah, so I don't feel like we're under any kind of pressure to run out and get a major deal.
Tell the audience what you mean by freedom exactly.
As far as pressure is, everyone's looking for a hit single, and everyone has their own ideas about what a hit single is, and we got a lot of advice about what we should do.
And not all that advice was
I don't think
particularly what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I don't think it's what we were all about, actually. I'm just speaking for the last album, but we're a Tex-Mex band, and we do what we do. It's a trashy sound,
It looks like Dick has something he wants to say.
What about it, Dick?
What happened was we had to compromise some of our real personality of the band to go in a more mainstream, middle-of-the-road rock and roll approach, And so we had songs named Get Off instead of Get Off My Quesadilla, because, mainstream, middle-of-the-road America does not know what a quesadilla is. And that always seemed real funny to me, because if anybody should let America know what a quesadilla is, it's this guy over here, Joe King.
Oh! Yeah! Yeah! So you think you're good at Bogota, because you thought you were going to make her your party doll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Live on in the party doll. It's me when I feel it right. Be ever loving to and feel. Put a finger through my hair. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. I'll be loving you. I'll be loving you. Till I saw a little blue walking down the street. The kind of blue night like with me. She had her hair and eyes of blue. Baby, I'd like to have a party with you. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. I'll make love with you. I'll make love with you. Oh! Walking down the street, kind of bad, like with me. Had her hair and eyes of blue. Baby, I'd like to have a party with you. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. Come along with my party doll. I'll make love to you. I'll make love to you. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Lisa Loeb, and I'd like to ask you some questions. I thought your music is classified usually as Tex-Mex rock and roll.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex rock and roll. What does that mean? Just
Well,
party music, Tex-Mex?
No, Tex-Mex, I think I look at it like, okay, what you do is you take, Tex-Mex has a lot of accordion music, it's polkas, and what you do, like a song like Houston Mover Buena, they were originally like polka type songs, and what we did was we sped them up to made them more rock and roll, and then the accordion or organ sound's still there, and that's why it has some of the little Texas rock and roll in it, and it has a little bit of Mexican influence in it. And that's how it is. I mean, and even Wooly Bully's that way. Even though it doesn't sound like it, still has that Tex-Mex feeling to it.
Well, where'd you get your name, Joe King Carrasco? Just out of the blue, or?
Out of a Cracker Jack box. No, from playing with Chicano bands. It was just a nickname. I think in our music too, we push the Spanish influence with a lot of songs. There's like we've had titles like Gracias and Buena and Cantina, and you try to push, across the Spanish culture on people. They unsuspectingly don't know we're doing it to them when they play, but they come out going Buena, and they don't know what they're saying. Fine.
Do you like playing clubs, or do you just play wherever you can play?
I like playing, just about any place. We play La Media Torta in Bogota, Colombia, and that's an amphitheater for 5,000 people, poor people, and then we can come back and play tangos, and tangos is cool too. You just adapt wherever you are.
Do you usually pick party dates, like today's Valentine's Day? Do you pick days like that to emphasize your partiness?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your all's music is basically known as dance music, party music, that kind of stuff. Now, do you think the threat of a preemptive nuclear strike by the Soviet Union is making dance music more popular? Do you think people are partying more because of the Soviet threat, or are calming down? What do you think?
I think it's the American threat, actually.
And I understand that you don't do any drugs or liquor before your shows, but yet you get totally wild. How do you do that, Joe?
I think if a person ran in place for an hour, I think they could become pretty crazy.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, just
you run in place for an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, well
Tell us a little bit about how you think your music has evolved over the years.
Well, how it's evolved over the years?
Yeah.
The way it evolved over the years I personally got into Chicano music, and I played in a lot of conjunto bands in Austin. There wasn't that many Chicano guitar players, so I got a lot of work just playing polkas every night, and cumbias and boleros, and I was making up my own songs then, but there was a language problem because I don't think white audiences understand Spanish too much. My Spanish is not great anyway, and so, but one time I wanted to sing, and I was in a Chicano bar, and they said, well, we don't want to hear any gabacho music. So, and gabacho music's, English music, so I wrote a song called No More Gabachos. That was like one of the first songs I did. Well, no, it's not a matter of them being racist. They just don't want to hear English music. They want to hear their kind of, which is their traditional thing. So I like that, and that's how I started doing it into Tex-Mex, and I thought, Chicano music's so beautiful. There must be a way to translate it to the whole world, and so I started doing polkas in English and Spanish, bilingual, and that's how it's evolved into what it is today.
And how do you think it's changed since you started recording?
Since I started recording a lot. Well, you brush in other things too. We've brushed in other things, right?
Yeah, each time you get in the studio, you get more sophisticated. You learn more about what the process is all about and what you can do, and you get ideas. And it's not until you get in the studio that you know that you can do some things. But I've noticed that recently, after the band's been together, what, 4 years?
Yes.
That we're getting a lot of a good reception from the Chicanos from the Southwest. Whenever we take a tour from Texas to L.A., say, it's just been a really neat response because the Chicanos will come up to us and say, "God, we don't understand it. Here you are a gringo, and you change your name to a Spanish name. You change it to Carrasco. What's the deal?" And they really like it. It's just like it's a music for all people. So that's been real fun about it.
You do pretty well over in Europe too, don't you?
Yeah, Buena was like in the top 10 in Belgium, top 20 in France, and got good in radio, Monaco and stuff, places like that. Plus we toured all over Europe. Spain, Portugal. I really like Europe's fun to play. We're going to go back this summer, and I like playing in other countries. I like playing in Texas a lot, and we played in Colombia. I like playing in Colombia. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, anywhere south of the border.
That was my favorite opening act. The band that opened for us, La Media Torta. It was like ballet folklorico kind of band.
Oh, that was wild.
Yeah.
Overseas and south of the border, do you inspire the same sort of response that you do
Yeah.
here stateside?
I think we do.
Yeah, I think they appreciate the fact that the songs are bilingual, if nothing else. I mean, it's happy music, but they can relate to it too because we're singing Buena, Cacaravaca. That's a real big one over there. They think
Ricardo?
Yeah, we played an interesting gig in Stockholm at this club, and it was a benefit for a magazine, a rock magazine, and there was like 5 or 6 bands that played, most of them local bands from Sweden. And when we played, it was just like a Texas gig. Everybody's jumping around, Joe's flipping out into the audience and stuff. And after the show was over, people came up and said, "Man, you guys are really something," because people here never really get so physical. They just kind of sit and just be calm, and like people kind of take that for granted here in Texas because people are more physical and they get rowdy and they have a good time. And we kind of took that with us when we went to Europe, and we were causing it to happen over there, and it really kind of turned some people's head around,
Anybody in any country can relate to a man flying over their head with red socks the same way they can over here.
And one green sock.
Right.
Match socks.
What he said.
Of course, they have musical notes.
Okay, let's go back to your reputation for being able to inspire lunacy amongst the audiences who come to see you play. You're legendary at that. What is it about this band that brings that about?
Well, I think is that we play our music is real happy. I think it's real happy music. Plus, it's real danceable, and I think I believe in a lot of action on stage and jumping around and jumping about.
Flipping into the stage, flipping around, stuff like that drives people crazy. They love that.
All right, this guy doesn't mince words.
I'm not saying anything.
Don't you have anything to? But anyway, no. I think it's just if you're real. I think a lot of action. If I watch a band on stage, and they're just sitting there singing, I just sit there and watch them. But if they're moving all around and doing a lot of action, it makes me want to do that too. And yeah, I think the audience should be involved, and I think you should make like a party where everybody's having fun. like the audience should be involved, and I think you should make like a party where everybody's having fun.
You gotta inspire the crowd.
Catch.
Lunacy? Who said anything about us inspiring lunacy?
Oh, we're not, are we?
Give us a check on that microphone, will you, Joe?
Ow! Go ahead, move it, whatever it is, I'm gonna get my share. I got 3 days, I got 3 nights, you know they're gonna stop my appetite. The party weekend, gonna be some rock and rollin'. Everybody's gonna get tired. Party, party, party.
Today we were at the James Brown School.
Original score.
I said, hey little girl, what do you do? I read all me, something like you. I come here to see you on Valentine's Day. Oh, I'm not gonna let you get it away. It's a party weekend. Gonna be some rock and rollin'. Everybody's gonna get tired. It's a party, party, party. It's a party, it's a party, party. It's a party, party, party weekend. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, party. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Set, go.
Hi, the name of the...
Good night, thank you!
That concludes this segment of Original Score. Please check your local listings for our next program. Thank you.